Welcome, everybody. This is the new episode of Jersey Growl Psychic Show. And today, my beautiful guest, I absolutely adore her. I've had a privilege of really working with her for a number of years. Margherita, welcome, everybody, from Italy. Now, even though we know each other well, I haven't really explored the world of your departed loved ones, which I'm going to do right now. And I already have them lining up before me. So it's not scripted. We'll see how it works. Are you ready?
Oh yeah,
ready?
Of course I am. I'm so
Very well.
excited today.
I feel like they all passed at the older age. Whoever's on the other side, they were all lived to be older. They were very kind of strong physically, which speaks to me that they were all working in a physical way most of their lives. They just had to build their bodies. They were not like in a sort of luxurious setting, but they had to really work. And they were doing farming work. They're showing me like they had to plant everything. It was like these sharp objects, they really had to yank into the earth to plant it. And they work as a community. What they're trying to tell me is that they worked as a community. They lived as families. You know, I've been to Italy a number of times. I mean, not just in Italy, but it's very common for families to come together like that. So they feed each other, they support each other. So that's very much was their reality. And so your grandmother she lived to be 80. She says that somebody lived to have like number 80 or to the older age. And she says that you have a piece of her jewelry, Margherita. It's kind of like a jewel that you put on. It's not earrings. It's kind of like a decoration, like a diamond or some kind of a stone that you have. You can put it like right here, and it's beautiful. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I have something like that.
All right, so that's her gift to you. She had some kind of arthritis with her hands. She's showing to me like there was issue with her fingers. It's almost like it was really kind of very painful for her to bend her fingers specifically.
Yes, especially in her later days when she was old.
And she said she almost went blind. It was like she couldn't see well at all.
True.
So that is her. And she said that you were named just like her. It's almost you share the same name. Is this a middle name that you share?
No, she wanted me to have her name, but that didn't happen because my mom didn't like her name, but she wanted my name to be like yours.
Because she's calling you almost in the exact way that she calls herself. She said that you were such an active child when you were growing up. You had so much energy. You were always like ahead of everybody. And you were always curious, asking questions. What do I need to know? What do I need to do? And something happened to her head that she passed away. It was almost like, is she that hit her head, or she had a stroke or some kind of event that happened in her head specifically? That's how she kind of went. And then she's buried, so she's on the ground, like she's in the ground, and that's how she kind of identifies herself. She's one of your very wise spirit protectors. I feel like her energy is very much in the way that she presents herself. She's kind of very opinionated. I feel like her presence, it's like my way or no way. She can really put things into words for you. She's not going to hide anything. She's going to she said that you played the guitar when you were younger. What happened to that?
Yes, I had a guitar when I was younger. I'm not playing that anymore, but I would like to.
Do it. That's what she said. She said, and you had the long hair. And then she said that you would go and then you played the guitar. You really liked it. Yeah. And she said you like music very much and you wanted to become like a rock star kind of musician. And now she said you were a teacher. She wants you to know that you are a teacher. You're really, really good at helping people learn. So this is your gift, the gift from God that you have is the gift of a teacher. You can really teach people in any way, any direction that you choose. And one of the things she said you don't like is where is when people swear. Like when you see people swear, like, no, stop it.
True.
It's just like she doesn't like when people swear. So no career for you as a rock star, my friend. That's
No.
That's
At all.
That's
Definitely.
Oh. And she said
Oh
she was
my.
always, she shows me like she was wearing like oversized jacket. I don't know if you can recognize that, but she was always wearing size that was nothing fancy, but it was like a size that was like 3 times bigger than that she wore. And it's kind of, she was cold and she was always covering herself up with like baggy clothes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She really wants you to invest your time in yourself. What she's showing to me is that there was such a lack of ideas. Nobody were sharing ideas of femininity or what it means to be like a woman, a beautiful woman, and all they had to do was to think about, you know, what to do, what to cook, how to, you know, how to get kids ready and so on. So they were just basically concerned with survival. But she wants you to be beautiful. She shows me like not Louis Vuitton, but you know, like those shoes, they have the red lining underneath.
Louboutin.
Yeah. She's like, get those shoes. She said you
I'm
love the
sporty.
good shoe.
Yes, but I'm always sporty, very sporty. I don't usually wear that kind of shoes. So maybe I have to start too.
It's just like you were looking at the shoes the other day and they said, and she noticed that. She's like, oh, I wish I could dress up like that. So believe me, they're just like, yeah, dude, go dress up. Who's born in December? It's like 7th of December.
7th of December.
Or around that date. Oh. So December. Could that be any way related to your dad or your mom? Because I may be switching gears now. I may just move to your mom's family.
Mom's family? No, my mom, she was born in September.
You don't tell me. Don't tell
Sorry.
me. Because now I'll be like, what? So whatever spirits are showing to me is their way of giving you almost a validation, a point for you to know, okay, we're here. So the December is kind of like a holiday in your family. You guys just apart from Christmas, something else there's going on in around like the first week of December.
And my dad died in December.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Your dad is on the other side.
Yes, so my dad is on the other side.
That is my sign that now your dad is stepping forward. Now your dad is, okay, let me just say, okay. he's right here. He had some issues with his teeth. He shows me, it was like, he was never happy about the way he smiles. Either his teeth were just kind of looked weird. Anyways, he was very concerned with the way that he smiled, because that's how kind of people looked at him almost instantly. And he said there was this, just again, this is the way for them to validate something. There was something happened. It was like an accident on the boat where he was thrown out of the boat into the ocean, and that was kind of a traumatic experience. Do you
yes, maybe it may be.
Well, that's what he says, that it was like something, either the boat went shaking and then he fell off, like fell out from the boat into, it seems like an ocean situation. And he was a fish guy. He was the guy who used to fish.
Yes, he liked to fish. He liked to fish. He loved the sea. He loved fishing. Yes, when he was younger.
And he says that he liked fish to eat.
Yeah.
He says that he'll eat fish and he like get those bones, you know. This is so good. He also says that he liked to work with clay, Margarita. Like, does this ring a bell? Like, something to do with making like a clay items, something out of clay.
I can't remember this detail, but maybe
perhaps
I should
think of someone
ask
else,
my mom.
because
yes,
someone else in your family had a passion for making like clay vessels, you know, like a vase, or some kind of something to do with really, or interested in architecture, in some kind of like ancient artifacts or something like this, because the clay, he shows me, he could build a very crafty individual, somebody who could create a vessel out of a clay. And he knew value for things. He was really good at identifying things and how much they cost. He would look at certain things and say, oh, it's worth a lot, and look at something else and say, that's nothing, that just doesn't worth anything. He said that he was quite a fierce, you know, guy when he was younger. He would get into fights and things.
Yes.
It's like very, you know, you want to bring it over here, and he's joking about this, so it's not kind of like he no regrets. But he said when he was younger, he was really getting himself into these kinds of street fights and in trouble. And always over a girl. He said there was like a girl, and he would always kind of try to impress. Be the man, impress. Exactly. He was so much wiser when he got older. When he was in his late 40s, is that when he died? When the number 48 comes in his sort of, when I ask him specifically for the dates, and then he showed me the number 48.
In his 50s, yes. So
was he diagnosed around the like late 40s with a certain condition? They almost
yes,
became,
he had cancer.
It was like became a death sentence for him. He said he could have lived longer, but something happened when he was in the like late 40s, when his health almost went downhill, and he could have lived much longer, like he's 56-ish or something when he passed. When
yes,
he's got his he thinks in the spirit world that his mind was working against him. There's part of him that wanted to live, but then the other part was almost like giving up, because it was like everything else that was going on, he couldn't keep up. And then he said there were so many people around him who were sad, who almost like constantly so sad, and then almost giving him that no hope kind of feeling, because they were all sad. They were almost crying over him, burying him before he was dead. You know, he was still living, but he felt like so many people were just so saddened by all of these circumstances. And you always had in his heart a very special place, he says, because of your almost, you had so much ambition in you, and you always kind of wanted things unlike everybody else. You were not going in the traditional way. You were asking questions. You were refusing to do the same things that your family were doing. And you almost even like you had to turn around and close the door shut and say, you know what, I'm out of here. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Just to the point where you were like rebellious. You wanted to say, you know, I'm not playing by your rules. And there's something going on in Sacramento. Sacramento
was a place, yes, here in Italy, not far from his hometown.
Okay, so I mean,
yes,
I've been to Italy, and then I've never been to Sacramento, but he's showing me like Sacramento.
It's a little place. Yes, not far from his hometown. Yeah, true.
Yeah, and they liked to dance. There was like a lot of like folk music. There were a lot of people who just playing instruments. A lot of people were very kind of, it was like a lot of street entertainment, which was really kind of exciting for him specifically. Okay, so he's telling me I live not very far from where you came. So when I came somewhere, I was very close. He
Wow.
says, he said I made it almost as close to his home. So all right, so I'll take it. He said he liked the beautiful garden. He liked beautiful things, and for him, it really mattered. You know, all of these kind of emotional experiences that was, you know, just out there. He, as you mentioned, you enjoyed nature, but almost like there's certain things that he planted into the earth. He was like a gardener or someone who planted the seeds into the soil.
Trees, even trees.
Trees. I feel like not just, you know, like for food, it was more for enjoyment. I'm like planting things and so on. And he's also saying that there was not a lot of money for him to give, but there was like savings. He says that there was like certain things that he was able to save, and they're literally was like wrapped in like a some kind of like a napkin or something. There's just a handful. Is like, this is for you, you know, it's not much, but I feel like you can, that's all I have, you know, and that comes from a really good heart. He's calling you, interestingly, not by your name, but with like ch, like Chica or something, like a nickname that he's calling you, and it starts with like,
Maybe.
it was
Yes.
like
Kika.
something like that.
Uh-huh.
But that's kind of what. Now that's where, well, my Italian is next to nothing. It's kind of like, I feel like the chi, you know, like it's kind of a K, you know, C, but it sounds like a chi or something.
CH.
And congratulations on your bookings.
On my bookings. Interesting.
You just something or is happening towards the end of May for you? Or it was like the end of...
Yes, because I would like to go out for a mini trip with a naturalistic guide. So just go not far from my city and have a very small journey, I can say.
Did you book the place? Have you actually done? Okay. So
yes, we did it. Me and my husband. Yes, we would like to.
The booking came through as like as clearly, you know, the booking. Okay, congratulations on the booking, and a client. So it's almost like your work with clients is just it's going to expand. I feel like he's got so much faith in what you do, and he almost like congratulate you on each individual client or each individual success. It's almost like, you know, boom, balloons go. You just have so much, you know, joy, and then it's almost like celebration of like, whoa, this is such a huge success. I'm really happy. Something he says about June will be more of probably a month for you where things begin to move. Right now,
yes.
I feel like something is not kind of slow or things, but he shows me June and things almost like cars begin to move, things just get into the motion of things and so on. And there is a special bracelet that you have, either belongs to him or some kind of an item that is a bracelet.
Yes, we have something. We have something that was his bracelet. Yes.
And he's got.
My mom has that.
And it was like a really nice, smooth, kind of like perhaps golden or some kind of very smooth metal kind of bracelet, like diamonds or you know, stones. It was like a smooth kind of thing. And He's such a funny guy. He says that I could wear it because it would get stuck in the hair of my hands. He says I had so much hair, it would get stuck in my hair and I pull it with my hair.
Yes, of course. He never wore that bracelet or other things. So, but we have them.
He likes your progress. And I think this, you know, in your heart what that means. The progress comes from this rebellious nature. He keeps on bringing, it's almost like you're constantly questioning people. It's like, that's not how it's done. No, no, no. You always like, that's not how it's done. And you always like look for different ways of doing things. And he's got a very good sense of that you are on the right path. I feel like he's got, like, you're good. I feel like he's got so much faith in what you do, building that trust, building that, giving you what he can from the spirit world, which is just feeling of his presence by your side and feeling like life is on this planet is absolutely phenomenal. If you could see from where he is on all this that's going on, it's absolutely amazing to just even see how it all comes together. It's absolutely a miracle that this earth exists, that all these people are just kind of come together like that. It's just, he says from his perspective, what you are going through, you will be so amazed once that life journey is completed, and which is a long journey, and you will look back and you'll say, wow, that was truly a thrilling experience, and you will not remember anything negative. You'll have no desire to judge anything or anyone for that matter. You will look just like him. He's looking at this whole experience and he's got like, wow, this is really interesting, this is amazing. And the only thing that he feels was too much in his life was that grief, the aspect of grief when people were almost departing with him, and it took almost so many people with like the deepest sadness. And he said this is one of the happiest thing you can do. This is like, this is, once you get crossed over, this is absolutely a heaven experience. It's almost like, wow, this is, people should be like happy, singing happy songs when people are leaving.
Thank you.
Right,
Thank you
dear.
so much.
So I'll send him love. You can also connect with him at any time, like at any time, and your angels are with you. The powerful spirit force is just always there. It's always present.